Luton, Rotherham and Stevenage are all projected to do poorly in the first season of Football Manager 2024. Luton are projected to finish in 19th, Rotherham are predicted to finish in 24th, and Stevenage are projected to finish in 17th. In this video, I'm going to look at a plug and play tactic and test it out with all three teams as we look to see if the tactic can help them all beat the drop. In today's tactic testing video, I'm going to be looking at a tactic by Knap. This is the Wheels of Fire 4-2-4. I'm going to run a single season simulation with Luton, Rotherham and Stevenage to see if a plug and play tactic can help those teams firstly stay in the league that they are in, and secondly outperform those finishing positions that they are predicted to finish in. As always, I'm going to break this tactic down, but if you want to get straight on with it, there will be a link for this tactic in the description down below. If you click the download button, all I ask is a like on the video and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the other content that is here on the channel. Right then, we're going to break it down. Let's start off by looking at the sweeper keeper who is set to support. On the left, you'll have a wing-back set to attack, two ball-playing defenders who are set to defend, and on the right-hand side, another wing-back set to attack. You'll have a defensive midfielder set up to defend, a segundo volante set up to attack, on the right, a winger set to support, on the left, another winger set to support, and at the top of the pitch, you'll have an advanced forward set up to attack on the left, and another one on the right. This tactic comes with a custom tiki-taka tactical style. Its mentality is balanced. Its in possession will look like this. Its in transition is set up like this. And the out of possession will look like this. So this is Knap's Wheels of Fire 4-2-4. We're going to jump forwards and look at some results now and see if Luton, Rotherham and Stevenage firstly can stay in their leagues. Secondly, can they perform better than those predicted outcomes in their leagues? Let's have a look at the results. To kick the results off, we are going to look at Stevenage. Now, they were projected to finish in 17th place in Sky Bet League One. And in the results, we can see that Stevenage have actually been promoted to the Championship and they would go up via the playoffs, winning 1-0 against Blackpool. In the cup competitions, in the FA Cup, they would get through to the third round. They'd be knocked out by Mansfield. In the Carabao Cup, they would get through to the second round. They'd be knocked out by Plymouth. And in the English Football League Trophy, they would be knocked out in the southern section. Let's have a little look at Sky Bet League One then to see how they would finish in the league table. So they would finish in third place using this tactic. They would win 24 games. They would draw 10 times. They would lose 12. They would have a goal difference of 49 and they would finish on 82 points. That only put them 1 point behind Bolton, who finished a place above them in second place. If we go into the playoffs to show you how they got on in the semi-finals, they would come up against Lincoln first. They would win that 4-0 over 2 legs. And then obviously in the final, they would go on and beat Blackpool 1-0. If we look at the squad and see how the goals and the assists were shared around, so we'd find Jamie Reid top goal scorer with 21 goals. Elliot List would get 19 goals and 4 assists. Nick Freeman would get 12 goals and 16 assists. Jordan Roberts would get 11 goals and 14 assists. If you look further down, Dan Butler from the left back position would get 28 league assists in a single season. Absolute insane numbers. Look at the data hub to see how those numbers crunch. Starting off with the attacking data, this is that. And then looking at how they got on with their team defending, and these are those numbers. So, a fantastic way to kick off the tactic test. We have Stevenage now getting promoted to the Championship, and we have some mad numbers going forwards. So, let's move on to the next team. Up next, we are going to be looking at Rotherham. Now, Rotherham are projected to finish rock bottom of the Championship in 24th place. And using this tactic, we can find them in 6th place. They've just taken part in the playoffs, sadly didn't get promoted, but looking at their season, they have played 46 times. They managed to win 27 games. They would draw 8, lose 11, have a goal difference of 54, and they would finish on 89 points. That means that they only finished 1 point behind Leicester and Blackburn, and they would finish 6 points off of Southampton, and they would be the team that get promoted going up to the Premier League. If we look at the other competitions, we can see in the FA Cup they would be knocked out in the third round by West Ham, and in the Carabao Cup they would be knocked out in the third round by Arsenal. If we look at the squad to see how the goals and the assists were shared around, so it was Jordan Hugill who got 25 goals and 12 assists. Georgie Kelly would get 15 goals and 2 assists. Cafu, 13 goals and 12 assists. Further down, Apaya, 9 goals and 19 assists. Even further down than that, Cohen Bramall from that left-back position once again would get 3 goals and 11 assists. Looking at the data hub, this is how the numbers would crunch. Starting off with the team attacking numbers. And finally, the team defending numbers. So, once again, having a look at the Sky Bet Championship just to show you how that has broken down. Rotherham managing to get themselves into 6th place, couldn't get themselves promoted via the playoffs, but did manage to get 89 points from 46 games. The final team in the tactic test then is Luton Town of the Premier League. They projected to finish in 19th place, and we find them using this tactic up in 6th place, qualifying for the Europa League. They would get 62 points from 38 games. If we look at the cup competitions they played in, they were knocked out in the 4th round by Ipswich in the FA Cup, and in the Carabao Cup they'd be knocked out in the 3rd round by Crystal Palace. Let's though have a look at this fantastic Premier League campaign to show you how they managed to finish in 6th place. So from the 38 games they would play in, they would win 17 times, they would draw 11, they would lose 10, they would finish on 16 as a goal difference, and they would finish on 62 points. Now that is 11 points and 12 points ahead of Brighton and Aston Villa. They would finish 3 points clear of Brentford, but when you look further down the table, they finished ahead of some very big established teams such as Chelsea, Manchester United, Tottenham and Newcastle. If we go in and look at the squad to see how the goals and assists were shared around, once again seeing Adebayo with 22 goals and 9 assists, Jacob Brown 17 goals and 3 assists. If we look further down, you've got Ross Barkley chipping in with 6 goals and 11 assists. You'd have Peli Ruddock Mapanzu with 6 goals 11 assists. Even further down than that, Ryan Giles once again chipping in from the left back position, 3 goals 7 assists. If we look at the data hub to see if it's pretty similar to the other teams, these are the attacking numbers and these are the defensive numbers. So what a fantastic tactic this has turned out to be. It does look like the underdogs really can kick on using this tactic. We've had Stevenage get promoted to the Championship. We had Rotherham get into the playoffs to get an attempt to get promoted to the Premier League, and in the Premier League itself we have Luton finishing in 6th place to qualify them for the Europa League. Absolute brilliant tactic to go out and try with some of those minnows. I think if you can go out and pick up some players as well and plug them in, you're going to have a fantastic tactic. Right then, if you're still with me at this point of the video, firstly, a big thank you. Secondly, if you could please hit the like and subscribe to the channel, really would appreciate it. Watching the channel grow and grow has been fantastic. It's all down to people that come along and interact with the channel. Before I go, I am going to put up some data just to show you which of the tactics I'm testing will probably be the best ones for Luton, the best ones for Rotherham and the best ones for Stevenage. If you want to see things such as goal difference or points amassed or even goals scored, those kinds of things, I'll put that data up just after I've finished talking. But for this one, I'm going to leave it there. A big thank you for watching. I'll see you in another video very soon.